When you feed your soul like TV and other distractions like social media and whatnot, you start to crave that more, and you start to push away things that don't align with that, aka the word of God. I've been waiting for the Lord to give me a desire when actually there are things in my life that is stopping me from having that desire because I'm filling it with something else. It's official. I'm back and we are lighter. As you can see, this isn't the color that we're going for. I dyed my hair black when I had given birth to my firstborn, Zari, if you don't know. And then I have been just going black ever since, and now I just want some more dimension in my hair. So I'm going to be doing 4 more of these before I get to the actual color that I want. But also I might not do that. To be honest, I don't really feel like I know anything right now. Like the Lord can change it just like that. Okay. So hi guys, my name is Krupa. If this is the first time we're meeting, hi. I make faith-based content here on YouTube and I post every single week, other than the fact that I've just taken a big fat juicy break. But we're back and I do plan to post every single week, and I make faith-based content. Did I already say that? Our faith-based content is all about me keeping it 100% real with the intent to encourage and to give you enough hope and grace to carry on and make good and better decisions. Okay, anywho, hi guys, we are back, and let me tell you what has been happening in terms of spiritually and why we even had a break. Well, if you don't know, we do everything in 3s, and I really feel like I've got a good 3 for you today in this video. Number 1, the reason why and what the Lord has been doing is this. I felt like my walk with the Lord started to become really, really mundane. Like I was just literally like, ready to hear from you, Father. What is it that you need to tell the people? Next day, ready to hear from you, Father. What is it that you need to tell the people? Cool. Next day, the same thing. And I just realized that the Father couldn't ever reveal any secrets to me. I had personal questions about my life, and the Father couldn't tell me the answers to it because I was always seeing myself as a funnel of when the Lord speaks, I then teach. Or not teach. No, not teach. I'm not a teacher. I just like speak, right? So when the Lord speaks to me, I then speak. When the Lord speaks to me, I then speak. And that kind of setup just is not it. It's not it. And especially when you're doing something like this and you're making videos and you're on a mission to like spread encouragement to other believers, and you have such a spiritual mission behind you, you are really called to a higher expectation. Like you are called to a higher level of like integrity, called to a higher level of excellence, called to a higher level of, diligence, obedience, discipline. I slowly started to become mediocre. I'm like overtly processing things right now, which is not the best. But I say that to say, like, my walk with Christ just became so mundane because I just saw myself as a funnel than just a child of God sitting in the presence of her Abba, of her Father, of her Daddy. That then trickled into my next point and something else that I felt, which is that I just didn't have like the internal desire to sit with the Father. I didn't. I would do it from a religious place. I will sit with him from the focus of I just need to do this, as opposed to I want to do this and I need to do it, as in for my spiritual reasons. And I came across John Bevere's video, and I'll post it down below so you can watch it. It's gonna bless you. Like, be aware, go there prepared to know that something has to change after watching this, because it's crazy. But I've read The Bait of Satan, and I know like loads of people have been talking about it. It's such a good book, and I finally finished it some weeks ago. But I say that to say I watched a video of his, and it's like lesson 5 or something, or 4 of his Bible study that he's doing, or that he did, sorry. And he was basically talking about how it's an incorrect prayer to ask the Lord for the desire to be with him. Like, it's an incorrect prayer because that's where free will comes into it, and he's not going to undo the fact that he is a God that respects free will and honors that. And I was like, wow. And he was basically saying it's just like when you feed your belly sugar, you're going to crave more sugar. Just like when you feed your belly, salads, you crave more salads. And I was like, I clearly haven't done enough of that yet. But we're working on that. So he was basically saying that when you feed your soul, like TV and other distractions, like social media and whatnot, you start to crave that more, and you start to push away things that don't align with that, aka the word of God. I can't lie, if John Bevere was used by the Lord for one person, that was me. So I deleted Instagram immediately and TikTok immediately. And every time that I went on my phone, because I'm programmed to go on my phone and go and find Instagram, just programming, right? Every time I'd go to look on Instagram on my phone, I then remember, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing. So then I'll go to the Bible app. Okay, so I made my brain do that association. So I done that, and honestly, it just was so good. I don't know why I even stopped, because I started to then just go on a phone fast for 40 days, which I'm currently on. Not gonna lie, I've been very, very naughty and disobedient, and very cheeky and very naughty and very cheeky and very naughty. I've been literally like a drug addict, but with my phone. I literally like would look around and then go on my phone and go on like things that I want to just do on WhatsApp and mails and stuff. And then I could hear Leslie coming. Leslie's my husband, by the way, if you don't know. I could hear Leslie coming, and then I'll just quickly put away my phone. Like, are you right, crew? Are you taking a quick hit of something? Like, that's how I felt. And genuinely, it feels like that. It feels like I'm on the dopamine drug when I'm checking my phone. It's crazy. Anyway, that's a video for another time, but I'm currently on a 40-day fast with my phone, finish on the 23rd of September. So yeah, long story short, done that. It was so good, and it just reminded me, oh my gosh, I have been waiting for the Lord to give me a desire, when actually there are things in my life that is stopping me from having that desire because I'm filling it with something else. So I had a huge epiphany moment, which then trickled into my third of what I'm currently doing, what's been happening, and that is that I've been spending so much time with my father. And not to talk about it on YouTube, which I love doing, hence why I'm here, but just to bask in his presence, just to be. That's it. Just to be, just to hear, just to listen, just to speak. And that's been really just so good. You won't believe, I find it hard to wake up at like 6 or 7 sometimes, genuinely. And as a mum, that's really late. But he's been waking me up at like 2. And just like waking me up as in like proper, and then telling me, listen, brush your teeth, because I don't know about you, but if I'm waking up at them hours to spend time with the father, I don't like to brush my teeth, because usually I'm really tired and I'm like, oh, what do you want to say, Lord? What do you want to do? But he's been waking me up with so much energy. I brush my teeth, I wash my face at 2 a.m. I put some oil on my face, like, let's go, Lord. But anyway, I say that to say that's what's been happening, but the byproduct of why that's even happening is because one of the things that the Lord was really working on your girl was the prayer life. I became an imposter in this space, okay? I was praying in a way that I saw somebody else pray because I thought they were holier than thou. So the way that they prayed was the correct way of praying, and the way that I pray is like mediocre, immature. So I then took on somebody else's style of praying, and it just drifted me away and away and away and away, further and further from the Lord, because that's just not how I relate to him. That's not how I like to do things. Like, it's not in my character to shout. It's not in my, if you make me shout, I finna shout. Sometimes I like just staying silent and quiet, just an all-round really bad state in terms of my prayer life. So during this break, I've been really conscious of that and aware of that and intentional about breaking this like cycle, if you will, if you want to call it that. It's just been really, really great for me to have that realignment again, to say, hey crew, like, that's not who you've created, who the Lord has created you to be. Maybe one day he's going to establish me to be that person, but for now I like the quietness. And so I want to use the way that he's created me to be, which is not like, you know, quiet and silent in my alone time with him. I mean, there is a time and place to shout, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it requires some serious violence and some serious foot stomping action. But I mean, like, to say that, to do that every single time, it was really draining for me, I'm not gonna lie. So the third one is that Lord is just really working on my prayer life, and I'm so happy. Like, I've not reached to the place of perfection. Don't get me wrong, and I can't wait to be there one day. Recommitting myself in terms of just being completely real with you guys, turning up as I am, and as I am currently, I have 2 toddlers, guys. So when you pray for me, pray about that, and especially with our second child, guys. Saven, our youngest, who's a boy, our second child, the last one, by God's grace, he is 6 in 1. Okay, he hits me, he punches me, and I know he's not the only child out there that does that. So if you're a mum, you have children, particularly the second child who's giving really second child energy, please tell me what you do when your child hits or punches you, because like I said, I don't think Saven's the only one. And don't say gentle hands. Don't say remind him of gentle hands, because your sis has done that. Gentle hands just does not work anymore. So I need like real tips. Also, another thing is that I will leave it here right now before I go on for too long. But in the comment section down below, because I'm going to get my match and I'm going to read all the comments that you guys drop. Okay. In the comment section down below, let me know the one thing that the Lord has been really working and establishing in you internally. So not externally, not testimonies of God's goodness. I mean, the internal testimonies of God's goodness. What has he been really refining in you, sis? Because I want a big fat juicy catch up with you. That's the truth. So I will see you in the comment section down below, and I will also see you in the next video, which shall be next week. I love you guys. Mwah. See you then.